Did the Broncos just make their most important signing of the offseason? This is your Denver Sports Daily for August 4th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The Broncos have had a tremendous offseason. You look at what they've built on the defensive side of the ball, and it's something to be amazed by. And now they've made it better and better by signing Zack Allen to a 4-year, $102 million contract. That is much more money than we saw Courtland Sutton get. But what Zack Allen did last season, he deserves the money. The Broncos have shelled out a lot of money this offseason. They haven't let any of these big names walk. They haven't let anybody that they know is going to be important to the growth of this team leave. They have grown, and they haven't gone backwards in any position group. They are only getting better. And signings like this are the best thing possible. I mean, you got somebody out there who had 60 plus tackles last season, who had 8.5 sacks. He had 40 QB hits. That is the most. First of all, he led the league with it last season. And that is the most QB hits by a defensive player since Aaron Donald back in 2018. We haven't really ever seen that from somebody as good or from somebody on the Broncos since Von Miller was here playing. I mean, this guy's great. So getting Zack Allen to stay here, mixed with the 1-2 punch of him and John Franklin Myers, now you got something to look forward to. And again, this defense was incredible last season. So they've grown. They've only gotten better. I mean, you're looking at the additions of Tyler Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, who had a bit of an injury last season in training camp, but will be better. You look at those two additions as well. I mean, you got Patrick Surtain, you got your rookie Jahdae Barron. Everywhere you look on this defensive side of the ball is star-studded. I mean, it's great. You can't ask for a better defense, honestly. I can't imagine a defense, or I can't think of a defense in the NFL right now that is better than the Broncos. And next season, with the additions of what they've done, with keeping Zack Allen here, they're easily going to be the most spectacular defense in the league. It's not even going to be really close. And if it is, I'll be shocked. But if it is, that means the Broncos will have to be playing below what they're capable of. Because if they're all playing at their highest level of football, if they're all playing at the best they can possibly play, then nobody's touching them. Nobody's coming close to what this defense can and will do. It's just incredible. And signings like this are really so important in keeping players here who impact the field and impact the play this much. It's great. It's great all the way around, and you can't ask for anything more from the Broncos front office this season because that defense right now is incredible. Now, moving on, the Nuggets are shelling out some fan service this offseason. I mean, you look at what they've done so far with bringing back Bruce Brown, with bringing in a true backup center. If the front office hasn't won over the fans after what they've done in the past 2 seasons, losing in the second round in Game 7s, they've surely done it now because they announced that they're bringing back some of the best jerseys that they've ever had. And I can't imagine, or I can't think of a better Nuggets jersey. This is one of my favorite Nuggets jerseys of all time, the black skylines. And they announced earlier this weekend that they would be bringing these back to the floor. They're bringing them back. These are such amazing jerseys. And most people remember what these jerseys were most notably known for. And that's the bubble. That is when Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic were out there coming back from 3-1 deficits twice back-to-back against the Jazz and the Clippers. Both of those teams had 3-1 leads against the Nuggets, but these jerseys had something in them. They came back from 3-1 deficits twice in a row and then brought the Los Angeles Lakers. Sure, they lost in 5 games, but they fought well against a very good Los Angeles Lakers team back in 2020 in the Western Conference Finals. One of the most fun times of basketball in recent history. I really know, I know that people don't like the bubble as much, but I can't see why. I really cannot see why you don't like the bubble. And with jerseys like these coming back, it's bringing back memories of, NBA playoffs in September, NBA playoffs going into October. It was a really fun time to watch basketball. And these jerseys just had so much aura around them, and bringing them back instead of bringing back those 5280 jerseys is the right move. And I like the 5280 jerseys, the black and the white ones, the ones in the past seasons. They've been all right, but I got a real problem with putting up other numbers when you already got numbers on there. So, you got Jamal Murray with 27 right there. Why are you putting 5280 above that? I'm not a huge fan of him. I didn't hate him as much as other people did, but bringing back these jerseys is definitely a big yes, a big thank you to the front office, because I can't think of really a better Nuggets jersey in recent history. Sure, you go back to the Dikembe Mutombo days when it was just that rainbow skyline with the white. Those were amazing, but these are a very close second, maybe even better. And it's great news that they're bringing these back. Now, moving on, the Rockies did the seemingly impossible. And when I say impossible, I not only mean impossible because it'd be hard for any team, but I mean impossible because the Rockies did it. They went down 9-0 in the first inning, and it seemed like, oh, okay, we're getting ready for the Rockies to be on the bad side of another blowout. And, we've seen it this season. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We know that the Rockies are one of the worst teams in MLB history. Of course, they're going to get blown out after going down 9-0 in the bottom of the first. In fact, I turned off the game. I usually keep all these baseball games up just on my phone somewhere. I turned off the game, didn't care about it anymore, ready to go on, move on to the next. Rockies have lost 80 games. So what? That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all in this Rockies game. Now, they were up against the Pirates on Friday night, and they were down a lot, but the Rockies did something that they haven't done at all this season. They didn't give up. They stuck in there. They kept putting up some runs. They allowed the Pirates to keep putting up runs. It was going back and forth, really. But going back and forth doesn't mean as much when you go down 9-0 in the bottom of the first. The Rockies weren't able to come back from that at all. No, they were just kind of trolling along, going down, going through the motions. But the plate, being on the plate, their hitting was incredible this game. Their pitching was terrible, but we know that about the Rockies. Their hitting was incredible. They were getting on base. They were scoring runs. They were hitting homers, stuff that we haven't seen from the Rockies very often this season. Now, going in to the top of the eighth, after the bottom of the seventh, seventh going into the eighth, the Rockies were down 16-10. They need 7 runs to win the game. Can you guess what happened? I'll get there in a second. So the bottom of the eighth, Rockies put up 2 runs. You got it. Okay. 16-12. You're almost there. Bottom of the ninth, after 2 shutout innings, they don't allow the Pirates to get any runs in the top of the eighth or the top of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, where dreams come true, the Rockies take the plate, get on 3. They score 3 runs, then 1 single. Then Brenton Doyle steps up to bat and he bangs one into deep left field like nothing else. I mean, the people say this all the time, but how can you not be romantic about baseball? You're watching a walk-off home run in Coors Field to come back from a 9-0 deficit, to come back from a 16-10 deficit in the last 2 innings. It's incredible what we saw from the Rockies, and we haven't ever seen that, at least this season. Now we've seen it in the past, sure, when there was Rocktober, and you're talking about the best team out there for the Rockies, one of the better teams that the Rockies have had. This is not one of those teams. This is a team that you expect to lose 17-0. You expect them to lose 16-0. 9-0 in the bottom of the first. That's just what's happening to this Rocky squad. But being able to hit a walk-off home run and finish the game 17-16, it had me shocked. I couldn't believe it. I still really can't believe it that the Rockies did one of the best things of the season. I can't imagine a better comeback. I don't think I've seen a better comeback from any team in the MLB this year. It was really incredible. It was amazing to see. Now, what I will say is you can't really be that happy about a walk-off when the score is 17-16. You can be more happy if you hit a walk-off and it's 3-2, but 17-16, you still allowed 16 runs. But hey, what more can you ask from the Rockies? Now, the record is 29-80 right now, still chasing that 30th win. But maybe if they can continue playing like this, it'll come sooner rather than later. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Recapping, we got more stuff going on with training camp every day. Big things are coming out every day. All the quotes that we're hearing from people like Sean Payton and, the big names on this Broncos team, they're all speaking. They're all talking about what they're excited for this season. I can't wait to be back with you guys sharing more about what we've learned from training camp. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.